Week 9 of the NFL season is in the books. We had a fucking crazy week. Crazy week. So much, it was just wild. Absolutely wild. Let's get into the recap because there's a lot to go over. We'll start off with Thursday night. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this reaction. The Jets! They beat the Texans! Somehow, some way. Oh my God. Halloween night, the fucking Jets finally did it. They finally broke their goddamn losing streak. It was like, what? Fucking 5 games in a row? Thank God. The first half was disgusting. They played like shit. But they clutched up when it mattered. In the second half, they ran the ball well, threw the ball well, and played strong defense. Garrett Wilson was looking like fucking Michael Jordan with that goddamn catch. Holy fuck. What an absolute banger of a catch. That was crazy. Arguably better than Odell. I don't want to say it's better than Odell's because I feel like to a certain extent, I'm a little bit biased. I feel like Odell's was a lot cooler. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I really do. And I'm a diehard Jets fan. Something about it. Maybe we'll see how they age, right? Because I feel like Odell's catch had such a cultural impact, if you know what I mean. I don't know if Garrett's catch is going to have that same cultural impact. But nevertheless, Devontae also scored a touchdown, game-winning touchdown, to ice the game, essentially. It was a thing of beauty. Jets played a competent game. It's what I like to see. Thank God. Now we have to go out there and win out. Win the rest of our games, make the playoffs, and win the Super Bowl. The Jets are back, baby! The Jets are back! We can't get ahead of ourselves, though. Arizona next week, it's going to be a tough game. We have to humble ourselves and play to our standards. Because as you saw, this game is how we can play. Efficient defense led by efficient offense. It all coincides. Texans played decent. Stroud couldn't do it all by himself. And yes, you're missing Stephon, you're missing Nico. It's definitely tough. But hey, Tank played well. Mixon was a beast. Mixon was running all over this Jets defense the whole game. So, Texans are 6-3. Their division kind of sucks. So they don't have anything to worry about. They're going to be fine in the long run. But at least the Jets won. That's all that matters. I don't even care about this game, except the fact the Jets won. Next game, the Washington Redskins beat the New York Giants. The New York Giants are poverty. It's time to admit it. They are not good. They played this game well enough. And even though this was a bit of a trappy game, which is actually fucking hilarious, I want to rant about this for a second. 2 weeks in a row now, Brian Daboll has gone for it for a 2-point conversion. And both times, when they were down by 8, they're down by 8. You kick it, you make it a 7-point game. But they decide, hey, we want to go for 2 for some reason to make it a 6-point game, which makes no fucking sense. And in both cases, because of his decision to not kick the field goal, or I should say the extra point, they did not cover the spread. The spread was 4 points in this game. They lost by 5. All the people that bet on the Giants were throwing up because Giants failed to cover. Now, who the fuck cares about the Giants? They're trash. They're 2-7. They are shit. Danny Pennies, I thought would have a better year, but good Lord, he continues to play like absolute garbage. How many receiving yards, or I should say, yards did Danny Dimes have in the first half? Pretty much nothing. He did play well in the second half. I got to give a lot of credit to the Giants offense. They played much better in the second half. But against a team like the Redskins, it's too little too late if you don't get going early. Now, as for Washington, they are 7-2. JD is him. JD is a superstar. He's going to continue to prove everybody either wrong or people like me right, because I knew this fucking kid is a fucking killer. He's so good. He's so good. I mean, holy shit. I've never seen anything like this before. I guess you could say Stroud last year, but even then, the poise and demeanor of JD to just take his team each and every time down the field with ease. This team is loaded. This team is loaded. You can keep downing them, but they are going to keep winning, and they are going to expose the fraudulent Eagles eventually, and they are going to win this division. I know it! I know it! Washington is that team. They are really, really good. If you don't believe it, you better start believing. God damn it! Redskins for the win, baby. Redskins for the win. Let's go Redskins to win the NFC East. This would be so goddamn clutch for me. I love JD. I absolutely love JD. I knew he was him from the day he got drafted to Washington. It was clear as a motherfucker, and that's why he should have been number one overall. But unfortunately, the number one overall was the LGBTQB1, which is going to be the LGBTQB2 pretty soon. Next game, the Denver Broncos versus the Baltimore Ravens. I fucking knew this was a trap game, and I still fell into the trap. I knew they were giving too many points to the Broncos. Like, they were begging you, hey, like, look, Broncos are 5-3. You better take them. You better take them. +9. Best defense in the league. Hey. Lamar came in there and said, best defense in the league, my ass. They put up 41 on these motherfuckers, played their asses off. Absolutely unbelievable performance. Zay Flowers had like 2 touchdowns. Fucking Derrick Henry had like 2 touchdowns. Lamar had a perfect passer rating. For as much as I hate Lamar, I got to give the guy fucking credit. The guy balled out. Perfect passer rating. I mean, just super efficient game. This Ravens team, when they get going, there's nobody that could stop them. We'll see how it goes the rest of the season. But in terms of regular season performance, nothing stopping the Ravens. Nothing. Wow, what a beatdown. What an absolute beatdown. I mean, from a certain perspective, you would kind of expect it, right? Lamar has never lost coming off of a loss, right? He never lost back-to-back. And, just overall, you knew Ravens were going to come out for a vengeance. They were pissed about what happened last week, and they needed to take out their anger on the Broncos. That's the reality. Ravens played their ass off, and anybody who's got Ravens on their schedule better be shaking. They better be shaking, because Ravens are super, super talented. It's actually kind of crazy how good this offense truly is. It's wild. Broncos, I wouldn't get discouraged. You're 5-4. You're going to get there eventually. You're not on the level of Baltimore. I think you all knew that. I don't think it comes as a shock that, Baltimore is better than Denver. But Denver, you're still in the mix. You got a tough game coming up next week. But, hey, don't get discouraged. It's winnable, and you can still make some nonsense happen. That's the reality. Denver just needs a little bit more offense. I don't think the defense is a problem. It was just this game the defense got exposed. That's it. Good win for the Ravens. Great fucking win for the Ravens. That was crazy. The Chargers versus the Browns. As somebody who bet on the Browns, what torture this was betting on this team. Oh my God. It's insanity how many times the Browns had the ball either in their 40-yard line or at the 50-yard line. Like, amazing field position. And they did nothing with it. They did absolutely nothing with it. They could have easily won this game if they moved the ball a little bit better. Winston throwing interception after interception after interception. I'm not too sure Jameis Winston got LASIK. Because the way he played on Sunday, he needed LASIK. He needed fucking LASIK. Shit performance from Jameis. Absolutely shit performance. Disgusting loss by the Browns. Fuck. I hated watching this game. I hated losing money on this game. Ew. Just ew. Browns, I thought you were better with Winston, but I guess Winston's crazy run is now over. It lasted as long as Aaron Rodgers' 2023 season, but fuck it. Winston, you have talent, but the way you play is too inconsistent. It's way too inconsistent, and that's the problem. This game was a prime example of it. You could have easily won if you just played slightly better and made less stupid mistakes. Chargers, On the flip side, you got to give the Chargers a lot of credit. Offensively speaking, Herbert was launching deep balls, had a huge, I think like 60-yard touchdown. The offense looked great. The defense played to its standard. Hey, man, Chargers are a good fucking team. Harbaugh is a great coach, and they continue to give, they have good discipline with Harbaugh. That's the reality. They have very good discipline with Harbaugh. We'll see how the rest of the season goes for the Chargers. They could make the playoffs very easily. They could make the playoffs, but I don't know if they're going to be a super talented playoff team. Maybe they could pull off an upset depending on who they play, but it's going to be very difficult. It's very difficult. Chargers played very, very well. You got to give them the credit they deserve. They played extremely well, well-disciplined, good offense, good defense, and that's what it takes to win a game in the National Football League. Good win, Chargers, even though you stole my money. Next game, the Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills. Miami played so well. They continue to match Buffalo's level throughout the entirety of the game. And just when you thought, holy shit, Miami tied it up, it's 27-27, Jordan Poyer, who's secretly still playing for the Bills, clutches up, and I mean clutches up, and basically gives the Bills the win. Hits this dude straight in the head, allows the Bills to go down and kick the field goal. It was a massive field goal. It was like a 61-yard field goal. Tyler Bass got fucking leg of steel. But nevertheless, Dolphins played so well just to come up short. They're now 2-6. I don't want to say their season is over, but it's looking bad. It's looking real bad. Even with Tua now, you've lost back-to-back games. I'm glad they covered. I had Dolphins to cover. But damn it, Miami could have played a lot better. And they continuously disappointed in this game and in this entire season. That's the reality. Buffalo played their asses off, did what they had to do, and won the game. Was it tough? Fuck yeah, it was tough. But it doesn't matter how you win, as long as you win. And that's the key to success. Buffalo is looking like they're going to run away with this division. I mean, maybe the Jets could sneak up on them, but I doubt it. Buffalo's winning this division. They look like a powerhouse this season. Josh Allen, even though he threw some interceptions in this game, he's still playing at the MVP level. He's probably not going to win MVP just because Lamar is looking unbelievable. But Josh Allen played well enough, did what he had to do, and I'd be shocked if the Bills collapse because they've looked so good this year. It's crazy. Great game. Definitely one of the better games of the week. But hey, you kind of were hoping for the Dolphins win, at least I was, to make the AFC East a little bit more competitive. But Bills are just better. Bills are just way better. And Tua's got to learn how to fucking slide. This motherfucker's going to die. But that's not here nor there. Next game, Cowboys versus Falcons. The Dallas Cowboys, or I should say the Dallas Cowgirls, are shit. Even Dak Prescott knows they are shit. This season is all but over. 3-5. Jerry has to sell the team, fire McCarthy, trade everybody, because this was a mess. They let Perk Thuggins walk in the trap and take over the trap. Atlanta came in, bullied them, did what they had to do. I got this game right. I actually had Atlanta to cover and to win. I got most of these games right, by the way. So you guys got to give me some fucking credit. Give me some goddamn credit. But Atlanta did what they had to do. They outplayed Dallas offensively, stopped them defensively. And let's be real here. It was 27-13. This is a last-minute bullshit Dallas typically does where they stat pad. And yes, I know Dak Prescott got hurt, but please, the game was already over. Dak Prescott sucks balls. The season is over for the Dallas Cowgirls. Kiss it goodnight. Kiss it goodnight. Falcons, on the other hand, they're 6-3, looking real strong. I don't really see any threats to them in their division as of right now. Hey, man, don't sleep on Perk Thuggins. Don't sleep. He's been playing well. And overall, this Atlanta team has been playing very well. I like the way the things they've done. I really have. Good win for Atlanta. Good win for Atlanta. You can't hate. You really can't. Next game. This was a funny one. The New Orleans Saints versus the Carolina Panthers. In a game that was so weird because Saints, statistically speaking, outplayed the Panthers, but still managed to lose. Like, it was an embarrassment. Derek Carr is throwing up hospital balls left and right. Michael Thomas is tweeting up a storm during the game. Someone has to check on this dude because he probably broke his finger writing all those tweets. But he's not wrong. Derek Carr is not that good of a quarterback. He makes these ill-advised throws and puts his receivers in danger. And that's why Chris Olave is in the fucking hospital right now, barely remembering who he is or where he is. This game is the reason why Dennis Allen is fired. And I'm sure a lot of these Saints fans are very happy that they fired Dennis Allen. He was type shit a bum. And, can you blame Dennis Allen for this performance and for their 7-game losing streak? Yes. But the poor offensive play should also be taken into consideration. As for the Panthers, hey man, if you're a Panthers fan, you could come out of hiding. You know why? For all the shit talking people were doing on your team, you now have the exact same records as the Super Bowl contender Saints. Right? Remember week 1 and week 2? Saints are winning the Super Bowl. Saints are this, Saints are that. Yeah. The Panthers have the same exact record as them now. So who's really laughing? Huge win for Bryce Young. He really needed that one. And he played well. He really did play well. I got to give the kid a lot of credit. He threw an interception that wasn't really his fault. That was actually a beautiful throw. So now the stat line is all messed up because he gets credited for the interception, but in reality, that's the fault of the receiver. It was a dot by Bryce Young. Good win for Bryce Young. I'm a bit of a Bryce Young hater, but that's because I knew he was going to be a bust when he was drafted last year. Nevertheless, he played very, very well, and he beat the Saints, which is all that matters, right? Good win, Carolina. And hey, New Orleans, it's over. I don't care that you fired Dennis Allen. It's over. Kiss the season goodnight and get rid of Derek Carr. You're better off tanking and drafting a quarterback early because Derek Carr sucks. I'm going to keep saying it. Derek Carr-bidge is garbage. That's the reality. Raiders versus Bengals. Bengals beat the dog shit out of the Raiders. Raiders damn near fired everybody. OC, quarterback coach. I think they fired goddamn everybody. O-line coach too. The Raiders suck. The Raiders suck. Bengals played a little bit better than they had been. We'll see how it goes this week. They got a super difficult matchup. But, hey man, Bengals are starting to go up a little bit. We'll see how it goes and if it lasts. I don't necessarily know if it will. But they did what they had to do, which is the key to success and the reason why they won. Raiders just suck. Flat out suck. I have nothing to say for this game other than the fact that Raiders suck. That's the reality. That's why Bengals won. Bengals didn't win because of their skill. Bengals didn't win because of their offense. Bengals didn't win because of their defense. They won because Raiders suck. That's it. And hey, Antonio Pierce, there's no one else to fire soon. It's going to be your ass next. But we'll get there when we get there because Raiders are trash. Next game. The Tennessee Titans versus the New England Patriots. And let me explain to you guys something. I have never been more mad about a push in my life. Put it this way. If you push, it's a win, right? You can never take a push as a loss because you're getting your money back. A win is a push. Good Lord. It was 17-10. 17-10. In a game in which Tennessee should have been up by like 24-10. Tennessee had so many opportunities to score, and they just continued to fall short. The amount of opportunities they had in the Patriots side of the field was insane, and they couldn't do nothing. 17-10, you need one stop, and what happens? They run prevent defense, and I'm sure you guys all know by now, prevent defense prevents you from winning because Drake May had all day in the pocket, threw up a miracle ball, and of course, fucking Ramondre Stevenson catches it, ties up the game, and they go to overtime. Of course. Oh my God. Let me rant about prevent defense for a second here. Rush the passer! Why are you running prevent defense? Drake May had all day to throw because you only rushed 3. Rush 4, rush 5, make him uncomfortable. He's a rookie quarterback. Make him throw it early and fast. Oh my God, how did the Titans not cover this game? I mean, they did cover, but they fucking pushed. Titans -3. It's not a bad beat because a bad beat is not a push. But damn it, I hated this game. You know, Titans went and stopped the Patriots. Did they stop the Patriots? No. Titans got the ball, and then they scored a field goal, and then picked off Drake May. Thank the gods. At least they didn't lose, but Titans should have covered this game. This should have been another win for me. Fuck. Titans, what the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck? I don't care that you won. You should have covered. Next game. Chicago Bears versus Arizona Cardinals. A game that I won easily. We'll start with the Cardinals. I knew that their offense is talented, and I knew that their defense can show up to play. Now, I don't think the Cardinals' defense is all that good. I believe the Bears' offense is more the problem, but we'll get to the Bears' offense in a second. Cardinals continue to impress me. They are on top of the NFC West like I know they could be and should be. Don't sleep on Arizona. I've been saying it. I'll keep saying it. Sleeper team to win the NFC West. I'm going to keep betting them hard. I like it when they win because they play well. They play really, really well in this game. They completely outplayed Chicago on both sides of the ball. Offensively, they ran the ball down Chicago's throats. And defensively, they completely shut down the Bears' offense. Great win for Arizona. You love to see it. I like when the Cardinals win. I want to see them keep winning. I want to see them win the division. I want to see them make the playoffs because your boy's going to make some money. The Bears are trash. I mean, look. Defense got exposed this week. And yes, the Cardinals' offense is very, very strong. But it feels like the defense didn't recover from last week's L. But the defense is not the problem here. It's one man. It's one man only. I'm going to keep saying it. It's Caleb Williams. The LGBTQB1 is horrible. He's a bust. It's not too early to call him a bust. He's a bust. He's too arrogant and he sucks at football. It's been known and I'll keep saying it. Keep defending him because there's nothing to defend about him. He's trash. He's trash. Horrible performance by him. He can't move the ball. He can't score points. Keep scoring 9 points a game. How many touchdowns did he throw in this game? Yeah, 0. Great job from the number 1 overall pick. When his counterpart, number 2 overall pick, Jaden Daniels, throws as many touchdowns as he fucking wants. Dominates every team he goddamn plays. Remember, Washington played this Cardinals team, and look what they did to them. Yeah. And same thing that they did to the Bears. Bears are trash because of Caleb. I shouldn't say Bears are trash in general. Bears are trash because of Caleb. Kiss the season goodnight. Caleb Williams is not a starting level quarterback. He's a bust. He sucks, and he holds this Bears team back. I'm not going to keep ranting about it. I rant about the same shit every week. It's obvious Caleb is trash. Next game. The Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles won this game, but at what cost? Nick Sirianni is such a bad head coach. He is so bad. It's actually embarrassing. The amount of points that he left on the board in this game is asinine. To think if the Jaguars didn't shit the bed and throw an interception in the last drive, they could have scored a touchdown and won the game. Oh my God. The scenes. I mean, the absolute scenes. If the Jacksonville Jaguars won this game, would have been just so funny. So funny. Eagles are the most fraudulent 6-2 team of all time. I bought into their hype prior to this week until I realized how bad they were, right? Think about it. They were up, 22-0, right? Some shit like that, 22-0. And like that, I mean, literally like that, it was 16-22. Jaguars gave this Eagles team so many problems. And it was funny because Jaguars didn't play well. Eagles could have won this game with ease if Nick Sirianni just stopped going for it on 4th down and took the fucking points. Take the fucking point, Sirianni. Stop trying to be cute. Stop trying to involve yourself in this game. You're the reason the Eagles are going to come up short against better teams. Better teams are not going to lose 23-28 after you give them opportunity after opportunity to stay in the game. That's the reality. Saquon is a beast. It's the only bright part about this team was fucking Jalen Hurts balling out and Saquon just backwards hurdle. That's insane, bro. Saquon is on another level. The guy's an alien this season. Absolute alien. Spin move, backwards hurdle. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Jaguars. You played shit, but at the same time well enough to stay in the game. Look, weird performance from Duval County. Trevor Lawrence might be Daniel Jones with golden locks. That's the reality. Like, the guy is a female version of Daniel Jones. That's the reality. Throws bad passes. Sometimes he makes these throws and you're like, where is he throwing to? Bad interceptions, right? The Nakobe Dean interception to end the game was just embarrassing. Jacksonville could have won. They could have won. But unfortunately they didn't, which means the fucking Eagles won, which sucks balls. Sucks absolute balls. But that means the Eagles are going to keep Nick Sirianni, and he's eventually going to get fraud checked one week or another. But we'll get there when we get there. Next game, the Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers. In what was kind of the game of the week, but not really, because it was pretty much a blowout for the majority of the game. Let's keep this game a buck. The Lions flat out outplayed the Packers in every which way. They dominated them on offense. They dominated them on defense. Lions are just unstoppable. I mean, what the fuck is their weakness? I'm being serious right now. Maybe the Lions fans can tell me, what part of your team do you think is weak? I mean, goddamn! Their offense is just unbelievable. Regardless of Jared Goff having a mid-game, it was super rainy, super tough conditions, right? Which, by the way, benefits the Packers, right? Because Lions are more used to dome, not really the tough conditions. Lions balled out. The run game was unstoppable. Montgomery ate. Gibbs ate. Everybody was eating. Everybody was just flat out dominating. And on the defensive end, they shut down Jordan Love. They made him look stupid. Yes, the final score was like 24-14, but don't fool yourselves. That shit was like 24-6 the majority of the game. Lions flat out were better than the Packers. Every which way. I don't think the Packers are horrible. I mean, they are probably one of the better teams in the NFC, but Jordan Love has a very interesting play style. You would think he plays more like Rodgers, but in reality, he plays more like Brett Favre. The guy just is a gunslinger. He's a natural gunslinger. And it's like he's either throwing a beautiful touchdown or a horrendous interception. And he did. He threw bad interceptions, bad plays. Even when the refs threw Brian Branch out the game, in this sequence of events, let me explain to you if you didn't watch. They had a 15-yard penalty on Brian Branch. They throw Brian Branch out the game and then call another unsportsmanlike conduct call on Brian Branch. In one sequence, it goes from essentially what? A fourth down, I think it was, right? Because it was a third down and that incompletion. That would have been a fourth down. It was a 30-yard penalty because two unsportsmanlike conduct calls and Brian Branch, arguably the Lions' best defender with Hutchinson out, gets thrown out the game. But that didn't change a fucking thing. Lions were the better team, flat out. Pure dominance, pure class. I mean, holy shit. Lions have a super difficult game next week that I'm hoping they could lose. Only because at this point, they're not going to lose at all. When is the next time you see the Lions losing? Because at this rate, they're going to storm their way to the Super Bowl. Now, once they get to the Super Bowl, it might be a little bit difficult. But right now, there's nobody, and I mean nobody, that matches up with this Lions team. Nobody. Good win for Detroit. Good job for the Detroit fans. If you're a Lions fan, you're rejoicing. I genuinely want to know for all my Lions fans, because, I'm a Jets fan and I'm a suffering Jets fan, and I know the Lions were horrible for eternity. And now they are so godly. They are so godly. You guys are probably like over the moon, cocky as hell. It's crazy, crazy. Detroit sports, man. The Tigers are good as well. That's crazy. Man, good win for the Lions, but it goes to show that Lions are pretty much running away with this division. The margin is getting wider and wider and wider. I still expect Packers to make the playoffs, but first of all, Love, if he's actually hurt, sit out a little bit, because clearly Willis is not playing bad when you're out. Sit out, recover, and stop throwing interceptions. All you do is throw these nasty interceptions. You got to be a little bit more conservative. And, Rodgers wasn't throwing interceptions left and right in his prime. Favre was, but that's another story. Good win for the Lions. Next game, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks in a game that felt like both teams just wanted to flat out lose. Geno played like the Jets Geno that I remember. Oh, good Lord. It was such a weird game where nobody was scoring. It was dead offensively. Then all of a sudden, Rams kick a field goal, go up 3-0, and just instantaneously Seattle goes up and I think takes like a 13-3 lead. They look so dominant. Puka Nacua turned into fucking prime Mike Tyson for some goddamn reason. And yeah, it just looked like the Seahawks were about to run away with it. All of a sudden, everything changes. Rams go and tie up the game. It's 13-13. Seattle's driving down the field, and Geno just throws the nastiest, ugliest pick six you'll ever see. Rams take it to the house, go up 20-13. Seahawks get the ball. They're driving down again. And no, I should say Seahawks get the ball, punt. Rams get the ball, are punting. Seattle blocks the fucking punt, gets the ball in godly field position, I think in the red zone, or they get to the red zone, and Geno throws another nasty interception. Geno looking like prime Jets Geno. It's crazy. Throughout the entirety of the game, it essentially seems like Seahawks are about to lose it. And at the very end, Geno takes them down the field, drives, and scores a game-tying touchdown. All for this to culminate in overtime, where Geno unfortunately cannot carry his team to victory, and the Rams score a tutty, win the game. They didn't even need a tutty because the Rams could have scored a field goal because Seattle already shit their pants. But still, Stafford threw up a beautiful dot, and the Rams won the game. I had Rams money line in this game, and when I tell you this game took fucking 10 years off my life, oh my God. I was sitting there sweating bullets. I was stressing. It was bad. But, hey, the Rams went out there and won the game. Seattle are frauds. Geno is not as good as what he was last year or the year before. It's obvious. They can't continue to play like this. The amount of opportunities they had to win this game was countless. And they blew every single one. Every single one. Yeah. The only positive I would say for this Seattle team is JSN looks like a fucking monster. Every time the fucking ball would go his way, it would just be this stupid deep ball, and he'd fucking come up with it every goddamn time. I don't know much about JSN, but good Lord, this dude looks like he's balling, or at least starting to find the form that they expected from him when they drafted him. Rams, you're not a bad team, but you were playing to lose this game. It was just mistake after mistake. You couldn't move the ball when you needed to move the ball. Horrendous. And I don't care that Puka was out for boxing. It doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. It wasn't a horrible game. It was actually super entertaining. It just meant that both teams played so bad and both were playing to lose. There's no real winner here. And this is why I truly believe the Cardinals could win this division, because these two teams are just a mess. And it's 1 week they're good, the next week they're shit. And this inconsistent level of play, it's inexcusable. And you'll never be able to match this level or reach the division leader playoff level playing like this. No fucking chance. Thank God the Rams won. I'm happy. I made a couple dollars, but god damn, they could have easily lost. Easily. Sunday Night Football, the Colts, led by Sleepy Joe Flacco, shit the bed completely as the Vikings win. It was a horrible game. I mean, horrible game. The only touchdown the Colts scored was a defensive touchdown that if it was Patrick Mahomes as the quarterback, would have been called roughing the passer and every penalty in the book, and the fucking Colts defense would have been in jail for a fucking attempted murder, if we're being honest. I had Colts to cover and to win, by the way, so it's not really biased either. Colts still somehow locked down Minnesota, played a decent game on defense. I gotta say, For the most part, Colts played well on defense, but towards the end, they gassed out. Minnesota just drove the ball down their throat. Sam Darnold remembered how to play football, and they just flat out outplayed Sleepy Joe Flacco. I expected more from Sleepy Joe. Now, he is still better than that pussy Anthony Richardson, because at least you know Sleepy Joe Flacco, at damn near 40 years old, isn't going to tap out in the middle of a fucking game. That's for fucking sure. But yeah, not a good look. Not a good look for Sleepy Joe. He looked horrible out there. Mistake after mistake. I expected a bit more from him. I expected a bit more from this Colts offense. As for the Vikings, shaky offensive start to, the game, but they clutched up. The defense played well like they usually do, and they scored when they needed to score. Jay Jetta made clutch plays. Addison is back and healthy. He's balling like a motherfucker. And Jones runs with a fucking authority. Overall, good win for the Vikings. Maybe not as fraudulent as we thought they were, but hey, let's see how they fare against the bigger teams. They may struggle. Because let's be honest, Colts are pretty ass. This was just a fucking horrible game in and of itself. I don't even want to keep talking about this. Sleepy Joe Flacco, play better. When I say you're a good offensively, you better fucking prove it to me, motherfucker. Let's get into the Monday Night Football reaction. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Kansas City Chiefs in a surprisingly interesting game. Weird game. Super weird game. So at halftime, Chiefs are up 10-7, looking pretty mid, nothing special, but whatever. You're thinking Chiefs are going to turn up when they need to turn up, right? All of a sudden, Baker starts baking, and they take a 14-10 lead, Tampa Bay does. Then they kick a field goal, and all of a sudden, it's 17-10. Patrick Mahomes, or Mahomey, however you want to view him, drives down the field and throws a tutty to make it 17-17. When he throws that tutty to tie up the game, he basically suffers a non-contact injury. Like, he's grabbing his ankle and shit. It looks bad. And especially because he rolled up his ankle last week too, it looks really, really bad. They're carrying him off. They're literally carrying him off. He does not miss one play. He goes into the blue tent, walks out like it's fine. I don't know if they gave him fucking Patrick's special juice, fucking Michael's special juice, or whatever the fuck they gave him in that blue tent. He walks out all good. And all of a sudden, Chiefs have new life. Just when you thought it's 17-17 and it looks like Mahomes is out for the year. Literally out for the year. The dude doesn't even miss a fucking snap. He's on his Paul Pierce wheelchair timing, if you guys know about that. And yeah, it's a whole messy-ass game. The Chiefs get the ball back. They drive down the field, score a touchdown. It's 24-17. And then in the clutchest moment of the game, moments I should say, Baker and the Bucs lead that drive down the field with a minute and a half left to go and tie up the game. A little bit of controversy, I know, with Todd Bowles not going for two, but at the same time, in that position, it's a very interesting choice because if he wins the game right there, goes for two and makes it, he's a genius. But if he misses, then it's like, oh, you're an idiot. Like, what's the point of that? I don't mind him kicking the field goal there. I really don't. It's not like the Chiefs were playing all that well to the point where you had to go for two, right? Fine, kick the field goal, take the 1 point, tie up the game, go to overtime. In overtime, a tale as old as time at this point. It's the coin toss. Baker calls tails. Referee throws it up. It's heads. You can see Baker's face just drop. And Mahomes, his face is he does that stupid ass look. The fucking, yeah, we're going to receive. Kermit the Frog style. The Chiefs get the ball, and they don't ever give it back. They drive straight down the field with ease, running the ball, throwing the ball, classic Chiefs drive, and score a touchdown to win the game. Yeah, decent performance from the Chiefs. It feels like week in and week out, they continue to slip by and barely get by in these games. But at the same time, who the fuck cares? They're 8-0. They may, at this point, with how weak their schedule looks for the rest of the season, they're probably, they could really go undefeated. The fact that they are 8-0 at this point in the year, they genuinely could go undefeated with ease. Ah, man. As for the Buccaneers, man, you guys played fucking well. You played really, really well. You covered the spread, which is good. I mean, I didn't bet the spread, obviously. You guys know, I didn't bet this game at all. But you played hard, you played well. It sucks that you're facing these injuries because this Buccaneers team is actually super talented. The good news is that after next week, which is San Francisco, they have a bye week. And after that bye week, you assume Mike Evans is going to come back. They have a very easy schedule for the rest of the way, which they can win out and sneak into the playoffs. Because at this point, let's say they do win out and they lose to San Francisco next week, they'd have 5 to 6 losses. They can definitely make the playoffs with 5 to 6 losses. That's not a problem at all. NFC's not that loaded, right? But it's very top heavy in my opinion. So yeah, Tampa Bay, keep doing your thing. Amazing offense. Cade Otton is looking like a beast. Baker is, oh my God, Baker's a beast. Baker's such a beast. I'm so glad he revitalized his career in Tampa Bay. But yeah, good win for the Chiefs. Good effort by the Buccaneers. Overall, pretty entertaining game to watch. I liked it. And yeah, it was a great way to end Week 9 of the NFL season. Let's see what happens in Week 10.